With the heat, let's talk about avoiding it. The Bluefield Union Mission is continuing their service to the community by helping people do just that. Stay cool this summer. Now, currently, the mission has 20 fans that are ready to go to community members having a difficult time staying cool during the heat wave we're under. Bluefield Union Mission's director, Craig Hammond, says the mission sees a lot of elderly in need of fans to stay cool this time of year. And Hammond also warning people not to leave the fans running when they're not in the room to prevent that electric bill from rising.
But the thing to remember is that fans cool people, not rooms. So if you leave it running and you're not there, it's not going to keep the room any cooler, just drive up your electric bill. So the bad news is that we're going to have probably 6 or 7 more days of intense heat. But the good news is there's only 185 days until the first day of winter.
Hammond says that they're asking people to donate any used fans that they're not currently utilizing. Now, as long as the fan is working, that is, don't take a broken fan to the Union Mission. Now, Hammond says his team's going to clean them up and match it with a community member who needs it.